To dig up Stanton Dowd?
Yeah, you know him?
I heard a few things. I think Harley Philbin knows how to contact him. I always thought Philbin was pulling my leg about the Illuminati, though.
I guess we'll find out when we get to New York. Let's not waste any time.
Follow his instructions. A problem, JC. Rioting in Manhattan has been so bad that the city's fallen under martial law. At this hour, the troops will shoot on sight, and I'm showing several guards and a robot near the hotel. Keep your head down.
Put a price on your head. What are you doing in the city? I didn't expect the kitchen to be under martial law. People know the government has a vaccine. Riots everywhere. You still on the dole at UNATCO? I never mentioned. I've been working for the NSF all along. And the Illuminati. I'm on your side. Right, the Illuminati. I need to find one of their leaders, Stanton Dowd. A load of plague virus is on its way to New York. Virus? You mean the Great Death? What's Dowd got to do with it? The same corporation that makes Ambrosia also manufactures the virus. Quite convenient. The virus came I was hoping Dowd could tell me where the freighter would unload. I'll contact him. Go to the burn-up storefront of Osgood & Sons, over where the tunnels connect to the warehouse district. You know, where the NSF had the generator. I'll try to get him to meet you there. Osgood & Sons. Yeah. JC, be careful who you mention the Illuminati to. Like Joe Green. He's a spy for UNATCO. Reporter. You sure? Here's the proof. Hey, kill Green and you'll be doing all of us a favor. I saw him hanging around the free clinic.
Incorrect inform. Attach. Streets clear. No danger.
There's talk that you're a spy.
A spy? For whom?
You aren't a reporter at all. You work for UNATCO.
Guess you scooped me this time.
You Dowd?
I agreed to see you because we have a mutual enemy.
Why a vacant building? I thought the Illuminati were bankers, politicians, Council on Foreign Relations types.
We always stayed in the background, even when that was true.
You all right?
Caught this damn plague myself. Anyway, we never had troops like Majestic 12 or freighters full of bioweapons, if what you say is accurate.
It's accurate. I just don't know where the freighter would dock.
They'll want to hide it. The only facility big enough on the East Coast is the Advanced Submarine Facility at the Brooklyn Naval Shipyards.
Sounds promising.
They're probably storing the virus in the ship's diesel tanks. The only way to make sure it's destroyed will be to scuttle the ship.
Scuttle a super freighter?
It can be done, if you know where to place the charges. Smuggler should have explosives that will work.
You sure you're all right?
I'm hanging in there. If you come across some ambrosia on that ship, however...
Don't worry, I'll get you some medicine.
I'll give you a blueprint of the ship. The X's mark the 5 tri-hull wells. Crack those up. Reverse the bilge pumps, and the ship will split open like a banana.
preparing for our operation now. You are finished.
Yes. Password?
Bloodshot.
I'm showing net activity on several of the smuggler's avatars. He must be at home. I'm picking up incoming MJ-12 troops. They must have your location. Better get what you need from Smuggler pronto and meet me on the roof of the hotel.
I need your help.
What for?
I've located a supply of the virus that causes Gray Death. A freighter at the Brooklyn Naval Shipyard.
It's the government, isn't it? Part of some experiment.
Conspirators. Some in the government, some out.
What do you expect me to do about a freighter?
Help me scuttle it. You have any extra lambs or rockets?
You think you can scuttle a freighter with a lamb?
A few lambs at weld points.
I'll help you out. How about a rocket for a GEP gun? Usually save those for the NSF, but I'll sell it at a loss, say $2,500. You can also have a half dozen lambs for $2,400. Better buy now. I'm selling cheap only because a lot of people could die.
Give me the lambs for $2,400. What a deal.
That's all I've got. If you need more, raid the ammo storage facility at the shipyard. Hey, I'm starting to get nervous about this. What you're about to do is gonna turn some heads. I don't want any trouble from the authorities.
Actually, UNATCO's planning an operation of some kind. You might want to get out of Hell's Kitchen after I leave.
What kind of operation?
A manhunt. For me. I don't think you want to get caught in the middle.
Thanks for the warning. Come on, let's wrap this up. You telling me the truth about this super freighter? They're really gonna expose people to the plague?
They probably want to overwhelm the government with an epidemic so that it'll be easier to seize power.
If you ask me, I bet FEMA wants to cause a national emergency and get control of the army.
I think we can expect Walton Simons to make a grab for power one way or another.
That's all they would need. One national emergency. Then they could get rid of the president, shut down Congress, and suspend the Constitution.
Give me a break. Hundreds of millions of lives are at stake.
I like what you're doing, but I gotta cover my costs.
Prices have tripled to 30 because of martial law.
Heard the name standing down.
What do you want with down?
Private matter. Know where I can find him.
I'm gonna say this once. That German mech from UNATCO already came by looking for you. You got money to spend? Fine. This curfew's killing me, but leave me out of your business. That guy's oiled up and ready for a fight.
Gunther.
Do you want something or not?
I'll have one of those candy bars. Joe Green. I don't like people who ask a lot of questions. No shit. Man, you really did change sides. Never would have thought it possible.
When the shipment has been destroyed, I will require you to go to Paris. You must find Dowd's associate, Morgan Everett.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
I've dropped you in an abandoned lot next to the base. There should be an old grate on the wall that you can gain entry through. I've got to get out of here before the sentries get suspicious. You're past the fence. Good. Up ahead are the barracks. You need to gain entry to the base and eventually reach the large building to the north. Keep your eyes open for the ammo storage facility. You need to load up on explosives.
You came in on the chopper? You must be with the DC people. My sister lives down there. She works in the Space Museum.
You with Page's group?
Yeah.
They just turned in.
Mind if I take a look at the ship?
The Defima people don't want a lot of traffic through. Got something sensitive going on with the Chinese.
I'll stay out of the way.
If I was you, I wouldn't even look at this ship unless I was damn sure I was needed. Why don't you turn in?
I'm late. Let me pass.
The gate stays closed. Actually, our orders are to shoot anyone who tries to get in. We won't go that far, but don't expect a warm reception inside the perimeter. The FEMA people left strict orders. No visiting.
These sewers run to the submarine building. You can be sure the military has rigged these passages with detectors and booby traps.
I have begun planning your future objectives. Now we'll be sending you to Paris. Make sure he gives you the current residence of his associate, Morgan Everett. I do not have access to that information.
Captain Zhao, the helicopters will be there shortly. They're to be loaded for spraying of the virus. No delays. I want the helicopters operating before sunrise.
Executive Order 109090. It lets us take over all modes of transportation.
FEMA can do that?
If the President declares an emergency, Executive Order 109095, we can take over the media.
All of it?
You'll have to go around. We're rewiring this part of the ship.
I won't get in the way.
The transformers are shorting out, and I can't shut them down. A lot of charge in there. The overhead walkway is like the plate of a capacitor.
Sounds like a bot.
You said it. They don't pay me enough to go in there myself. I'm waiting on a couple more spiders. The first two have quit responding.
I can take a look for you.
I wouldn't advise it. You'd have to shut down 2 power control panels, one of them under the floor. The guys in the operations room of the helicopter bay have been on my case. Their computers are fried, but it's not worth the risk. No way!
One more time. Switching to channel A. Nothing. Back to B. Damn it, hold on.
like lightning. I can't be responsible if you get hurt. Arcs of electricity come off that thing like lightning. Responsible if you get hurt.
Terminator. Talk to Dowd, then I'll pick you up.
Yes? Is it? I'm here to meet with Dowd. Just a minute. I'll be right out to let you in. Mr. Dowd await you in the family mausoleum.
How'd you get in?
The gatekeeper. How else?
Strange. No one's supposed to be working this late. Did he say anything?
Not really. Think I should check.
Oh, don't mind my paranoia. Occupational hazard. I'm sure he has his business.
He seemed harmless. Anyway, I scuttled the freighter and destroyed the stockpile of plague virus.
Excellent, my friend. We have them on the run.
I brought you something for that cough. Hope it works.
Ambrosia. Found some.
Mr. Dowd, tell me something. Someone calling himself Daedalus and broadcasting to my infolink. He wants me to go to Paris to find an associate of yours, Morgan Everett.
Yes, Everett. We need his help to develop a cure. Who is this Daedalus?
I don't know. He seems to be an ally, but if your friend doesn't want to be found...
At this stage, we might be out of options. You see, I was able to decipher the molecular signatures Tracer Tong found. And it turns out Everett was the one who developed the eutactic component of the virus.
He developed the virus for the Illuminati?
Not exactly. The work was on augmentations. It was Bob Page who wanted to develop it into a weapon. Tong found Page's signature on the virus as well.
Page, the billionaire. How does he relate to Majestic 12?
He was among the original group of Illuminati who broke off to form Majestic 12. Not so good at the science, though. He must be directing operations.
So Everett should be able to reverse engineer Page's modifications and help find a cure.
Exactly.
Daedalus said I should find Nicolette Duclair first.
Yes. Everett is close to the Duclairs. My suggestion, too. Unfortunately, I've lost touch with the Paris crowd.
How do I find Nicolette?
She's a member of the French terrorist group Silhouette, last I heard. They're rumored to meet in the Paris catacombs.
Great. I'll have Jock drop me off at the catacombs.
I'll give you what I have on Nicolette. It's not much. Just a few snapshots of the catacombs area.
Thanks. I'm sure they will be helpful.
Close one.
Ready to head out? Dowd needs us to contact his associate in Paris.
Everett, right? The leader of the Illuminati? He's not an easy man to find.
Let's go.
Only Paris wasn't under martial law. What a great city it used to be.
Enjoy Paris. Sorry I couldn't get you any closer than this. Majestic 12 troops have occupied the streets. Make your way down to the catacombs. Silhouette should have a hideout in one of the old tombs. Construction of this building stopped during the crash of 46. Excuse me. It's been left to the bums.
What's wrong?
I tried to stop them. I tried.
Stop who?
Barbara Monte Mimi. It was the contamination. And those four results down there. 0001. Stupid password. That door should be locked.
Contamination and mutants. Where?
The source in the basement. I lost everybody except for Michel.
Sorry to hear that.
Somebody should kill those ugly, those stinky, vicious... Oh, no, it's too dangerous. We've got to keep that door closed. Horrible. Forgive me.
I took care of the Greasels.
Oh?
Nothing can bring back their victims, but rest assured, the threat is gone.
Hurrah, my kitties! Now they can go out to play and not get eaten. And can you believe the guys with the rocket tubes are afraid?
Rockets?
Oh yes, the soldiers that use building number 14, you know, across from the catacombs, the old entrance, afraid of Greasels.
Bravery is not a function of firepower. Yeah? I have... Was priced the best... If I had 5250, I'd get the rockets. How unfortunate.
In France, MJ-12 is strong enough to operate in the open. They have blockaded this metro station.
Monsieur, over here. Yeah? I have something of interest. Rockets, huh? 4 for 5250. 3 lands for 6750. A recoil suppressor weapon modification. 1200. Good deal, huh? Those prices sound pretty steep. The best I can do with the troops everywhere. They took over the mall where I with my supply. Turns out I'm not a friend of the current regime. Maybe I can help you out. Oh yes, we're all suffering. I tell you this, if you remove the 3 soldiers from the metro station next to the mall, never mind the dumb security. I will owe you a fare. Until then, the prices remain. Pretty steep prices. I'll think about doing that favor. took out the troops in the station.
Yeah?
They're dead. Now what about giving me a deal on some hardware?
Dead, eh? That could mean a lot of money for me, and a discount for you. I will give you prices that are 1/3 of what I said before. No better deal anywhere.
How about the recoil suppressor for 400?
Newest model of recoil suppressor, direct from the United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition.
How about that? I believe the UNACO people would use the term harmonic stabilizer.
Yes, they are good at making up nice-sounding words.
Heard of a resistance group called Silhouette?
My primary market.
I need to contact them. I've been told they have a hideout in the catacombs.
Not a good time for Silhouette. The government is cracking down.
Yeah?
I saw commandos and troops going in the catacombs entrance across the street. They plan to occupy the entire network.
Silhouette's bunker concealed?
Quite ingeniously, but a soldier will stumble into the secret door eventually. Anyway, can we make a deal?
I'll take the 3 lambs for $22.50.
You know how to use, yes? The activation switch will light up the red lights. Go as far as you can, then get down.
I think I understand.
I'm finding indicate a siege on the catacombs. MJ-12 must be trying to drive Silhouette from their hideout.
Something creeps me out about Helen. I don't know. She's from High Command. They're all like that. I think she really gets off being down here. Have you seen the little nest she set up in the room with the pillars? The command post? She does seem to be in her element.
are surrounded. We don't have much time.
Who are you?
I came to help.
Majestic 12 took my mother prisoner.
Where?
Bunker 3. Chad has a key, but he says it's too dangerous to try to rescue her.
I'm on my way to see Chad right now. Maybe I can change his mind.
You found the bunker.
They are holding our comrades prisoner.
I'm J.C. Denton. You might know my brother Paul. I helped him send your group a warning about the crackdown.
Denton. Yes, the satellite transmission saved us from La Prison de Fresnes, at least.
Pretty much a skeleton crew you have here. How long can your people hold off MJ-12?
We are not mercenaries. When the troopers moved into the crypt, half of my people retreated without firing a shot. 2 of them took a wrong turn and were taken prisoner.
Where?
In Bunker 3, the tunnels behind the second blast door.
Maybe I can help you out. In exchange for a small favor. I need to find Nicolette Duclair.
Nicolette? What do you want with Nicolette?
I need to contact some friends of her mother's.
Oh yes, Beth. Great woman. Nicolette is very secretive about her mother's friends. She tells us that they are wealthy and support our cause, but they have many enemies and need to be protected. I might be able to help you, but I must be certain of your loyalty.
You have a right to be cautious. Just point me to Bunker 3.
I have the key to the blast door, which is directly across from our hideout, and a map you might find useful. Get my people back and I will put you in touch with Nicolette. Prepared to fight
We
the
can't
war.
let them discover our hideout.
Looks like a chance to take out a team of MJ-12 troopers, but use your head. We don't want the hostages getting caught in the crossfire. Another World War II bunker. No sign of MJ-12. Maybe it's vacant.
Get out. I was here first.
Sorry, just looking around. Aren't you afraid of the commandos?
They better not come back here. I am not moving again.
Right, you tell them that.
At least I get away with something. Want a med kit? I stole 3. Or what about those poison darts? 600 for a med kit, 200 for the darts. They move me out to make room for military supplies.
Maybe later.
down here.
IR showing a recent death.
Thank you for saving our comrades.
They're back. I thought they were going to kill her.
Now we have a chance.
I freed the hostages.
Wonderful. Where are they?
Both of them made it to the hideout safely. I made sure of it.
Excellent. I cannot believe our good fortune. Now, you wanted to contact Nicolette?
Yes.
You might catch her at Club La Porte de l'Enfer. I tried to tell her it's not safe, but ever since her mother's assassination, she has been careless. She goes out every night as though daring the assassins to show their faces.
A silhouette hangout.
Among other things. But you can't get there at night, the roads are blocked.
What about the tunnels?
The catacombs do not go that far. You might try the sewers though. They can be reached through the rear blast door.
Is it locked?
Unfortunately, MJ-12 closed it before the raid. Maybe you can find a key on one of the soldiers.
I already picked up that key. Thanks again for the help.
Silhouette may yet survive.
These sewers can take you anywhere in the Champs-Élysées, where you will find the club. I just got an unexpected message from Jaime Reyes. He's at a cafe and wants to see you. He says it's urgent. The cafe address is number 19. Above, I'm showing MJ-12 troops and the Paris police. Also some bots. These won't bother you, but stay away from the troopers.
UNATCO agent? Agent Herman stopped by. He said we should shoot on sight.
He looks German.
Herman?
No, the spy, Denton. How do they know he's in Paris?
UNATCO got Echelon 4 back up. Trust me, they know where it is.
They say Denton has a head full of secrets.
Well, those secrets won't be very valuable splattered on the pavement.
Not sure what you might find in these buildings, but if you break and enter, be prepared to deal with the Paris police. The government has restricted access to the metro. You'll have to get around on foot.
Clear the streets. The metro is closed until further notice.
You found the club, the only one to stay open during martial law. They've hiked up the cover, but you will have to pay if you want to find out if Nicolette is inside. Resistant members aren't the only ones found at the discreet staff in plentiful shadows.
300 credits.
Here you go.
Here is a key. It will be valid for this evening only.
La Porte de l'Enfer. Resistant members aren't the only ones found at the discreet staff in plentiful shadows. Watch your back.
$300 credits.
Here you go.
Here is a key. It will be valid for this evening only.
Pretty lady, huh?
Have a light?
I don't smoke.
What's your name?
I'm a little busy right now.
Hey, can I ask a favor? I'm out of money. Have any spare chips?
How does someone with no money get into a club with a 300 credit cover charge?
My friends work here.
Then you must know all about the place.
Oh yes, I used to work in the office. I could tell you anything. How about 200 credits? I could give you the code to the safe room.
What about Nicolette Duclair? Know her?
I don't want to get mixed up in any of that. I stay out of other people's business.
Mixed up in what?
You know how they used to steal sunglasses from the street cops or run by with scissors and cut off their ties? That kind of thing. Always calling attention to themselves.
You mean Silhouette? I think they were trying to save Paris from exactly what's going on right now.
Funny way of doing it. Pretty dangerous. Once people know who you are, you can be killed. Just like that. Just like Nicolette's mother. Enough! I'm not saying your name again. Come on, 200 credits. You will find much more than that in the safe room.
Sure.
It's just a little room with a keypad back where the offices are. The code is 1966.
Thanks.
Qu'est-ce que je vous sers?
Thin crowd. Has martial law heard business?
Heard business? Heard business? You can even get on the metro. How can you get to the club without the metro?
I came through the catacombs.
Oui, oui. The only way is to crawl in your belly like a stinking rat. That's all we get, stinking rats.
Silhouette members, you mean?
Rats. And the Gestapo. And they want freight trains.
Gestapo?
Not French soldiers. Some of them don't even speak French.
Troops at the metro?
Oui, there was a coup. We see the president only on video recording, and sweat is dripping from his mustache because it's obvious. Someone is pointing a gun at his head.
You might be right about that. Never mind.
bartender will help you. I am the accountant.
Just a few questions. Have you heard of Silhouette?
So, you're in that game. Don't say a word. I don't want to know. But for 1,000 credits, I'll give you the address of an arms smuggler who is out of town. Do you need guns?
Okay.
His apartment is down the street, building 11.
Does he have security?
Of course, but it will be worth it. Trust me.
I love this place.
Everything is satisfactory, actually.
Can I ask you a question?
I am not paid to advise tourists.
Take it easy. I just want to know if you've heard of Nicolette Duclair.
I have no dealings with Miss Duclair. I sweep the streets. That is my life.
But you know her. Where would she be this time of night?
I don't have money to waste at that place. Number 13. Club La Porte de l'Enfer. A private club for rich phonies.
Number 13. Thanks.
If you want Renault, he's in the bar at the hostel.
Great. What would I want with Renault?
You aren't who he was going to hire. The professional thief?
Flattered.
A digital media store. Don't waste your money in those places. You can get anything
Do not force me to report you.
Clear the streets.
That little building is a hostel. Lodging for backpackers.
Sorry, all full tonight.
Don't need a room, but maybe you can help me find a member of the group Silhouette. Her name's Nicolette Duclair.
No, I know nothing about that. Leave me alone. I never heard of anything called Silhouette.
Can I help you?
Who are those guys over there?
A couple of dogs. Ignore them. What would you like? Wine is 120. Snacks are 5.
Heard of Nicolette Duclair?
No, I'm sorry. Is she a guest of the hotel?
Member of Silhouette.
You won't call them Porte du Enfer. Revolutionaries here.
Where's that?
Number 13, I believe.
Must be Renault.
So?
I heard you're looking to hire a thief.
The baker at number 15 keeps Zyme. 100% pure. In one of the ovens.
What do I get if I help you?
50 credits each vial. The place has booby traps. Otherwise, I would break in myself.
I don't deal in Zyme.
Dirty business. I understand.
Slavery. Addiction's another form of slavery.
Yes, of course. Your hands will not get dirty. 65 credits, okay? The most I can offer.
I don't like your business. Period.
Guy, we have a problem. Fine, no deal. Go away.
I don't like your tone of voice.
travel restrictions. Consult the papers.
Not a good night to be on the street.
Sir, what is your business tonight?
These flats go for about 5,000. Almost as bad as Hong Kong.
Come with me to America.
Oh, René.
The pilot says I can bring one person.
Keep moving. We have reports of terrorist activity. Stay inside.
Ah, the Paris nightlife. Have a taste of wine for me, JC.
He's our son. We can't have him murdering people from this majestic 12.
He's not a child anymore.
This cult.
At least he has a position. He's safe.
Any organization with anonymous leadership.
They might control Europe for decades. Michelle will have to survive somehow.
I would rather he die with the rest of us.
Joshua!
Thought you could run off for a weekend in Paris without me, huh?
Call me nostalgic, but the nightlife seems to have lost its old charm.
Yes, but I didn't trust anyone else to deliver this woman. Not even Alex or Tom.
What happened at UNATCO?
They intercepted a message Alex sent to my home account. Instructions on how to find him in Hong Kong.
I hope the message was encrypted.
I destroyed my keystone. Tom is sick. But they've been tracking you with an AI probe. They've sent Gunther to assassinate you in Paris.
Icarus.
However, you don't have to fight Gunther or any other mechanically augmented agent.
I'm prepared for a fight.
UNATCO never trusted its augmented agents. Any mech can be stopped in his tracks with a secret key phrase.
Kill somethings were standard issue, I gather.
Gunther's is La Putin machine. Dug that out of the medical records before I left.
La Putin machine. Easy enough. Thanks for looking out for me. Staying at the agency and
won't mention.
If you want a job, talk to Christy.
Only a few businesses are open. Not much to do tonight. Clear the streets.
forced to let anybody in because business is so slow. Next time you might not be so lucky.
What will it be? A snack for 10 credits? Wine for 120.
Know the name Nicolette Duclair?
What do you want with Miss Duclair?
A private matter.
This club has good security. You try something, you won't be arrested, you will be dead.
I'm a friend of hers.
She would have told me to expect you.
What do you think of Silhouette?
They have the right idea, but they are weak.
Do they have much popular support?
The people are ready to fight. Foreign troops go down the street every day, not even afraid of being seen.
The group that has occupied the Chancellor is called Majestic 12. They control the United Nations and plot against other governments as well.
What we need is an army. Silhouette should be organizing resistance, not spreading around slogans everybody already agrees with.
A bottle of wine.
Tenez.
The bathroom is unisex, but just wait a minute, will you?
Everything is satisfactory, I trust. We remodeled the upstairs. You may have noticed. Many customers wanted quiet areas where they could talk. Please, keep your weapons concealed.
I am your man. Clear the streets. New travel restrictions. Consult the papers.
We are forced to let anybody in because business is so slow. Next time you might not be so lucky.
Pretty lady, huh?
Busy night, huh? What will it be? A A snack for 10 credits, wine for 120.
Never mind.
Hello, tough guy.
You talking to me?
You use bioelectric devices, yes? Manufacture steroids in your muscles?
Nothing as crude as that.
But yes, you would be interested in a bioelectric cell for 250 credits.
I'll take one.
You want more? Ask for me, Antoine.
No. The police are making a clean sweep through the catacombs.
I have some good news for both of you. Chad's alive.
You seen him? Where? Is he okay? An American accent. Business, do you have a cigarette?
My business is with the terrorists who control the French government. They're planning the same in my own country.
What would l'armée du terror with America?
The French army had nothing to do with the coup. There was an international paramilitary group called Majestic 12.
Hey, what about Chad? How is he?
His hideout is secure. I'm looking for a friend of his named Nicolette Duclair. She can lead me to a powerful enemy of the conspirators.
Nicolette! Oh yeah, she's here. She does not want to be found.
You know her?
She realizes how foolish it is to antagonize the government and has gone into hiding. They never changed the code, idiots!
Oh. I know the bathroom is unisex, but just wait a minute, will you?
Hi, baby. What's your name?
JC.
Mysterious. Want to know my initials?
How about you tell me something about the people who come here?
Anything you like, cutie. 20 credits.
Okay.
So, who do you want to find?
What can you tell me about Nicolette Duclair?
You are in love, you poor man. She has already given her heart to one of the revolutionaries.
I'm not in love. Could you tell me if she's here?
Have a look. He has a tough guy look, but you cannot compare to a real revolutionary. They have their own private society upstairs. You will be happier down here. Another 20 credits?
Sorry.
I love this place.
I'm looking for Nicolette Duclair.
So?
You know her?
I know her name. I know that her mother called her Angel.
You know her mother? It's a friend of her mother's I need to find.
Angel. That would make her a fallen angel now, wouldn't it? You must be after Everett.
Yeah, Morgan Everett. How did you guess?
What makes you think Nicolette would betray one of her mother's closest friends?
I helped her friends from Silhouette. Chad will vouch for me. I'm after the people who murdered her mother.
You are an assassin or something?
When necessary.
Go out behind the club. I will talk to Nicolette and perhaps she will meet you there.
Claude? Oh, sorry, my mistake. Claude was a friend of mine. Silly of me, I still think I see him sometimes. He got shot by one of the guards here. They've started using real ammunition.
Everything is satisfactory, I trust. We remodeled the upstairs. You may have noticed. Many customers wanted quiet. Get down!
Change your mind? Have that 20 credits?
Sure.
I can tell you about Antoine, the thief.
Go ahead. Should I be keeping an eye on my credit chits?
He pretends to be a big-time smuggler, but really he just steals things from the augmentation clinic where his mother works.
Everyone's got to start somewhere, I guess.
You will find him lurking in a dark corner. I bet he will try to sell you something. Am I telling you what you want to know? Can I have another 20 credits?
Sure.
Who next? Jacques, the accountant?
I'm not picky. Tell me about Jacques.
He grew up here in the Champs-Élysées. He knows everybody. If you're looking for a particular person...
Where do I find him?
He is in the office behind the South Bar. What do you say? Another 20 credits?
Sure.
This time I tell you about myself.
Okay.
My name is Camille. I'm a writer.
Yeah? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm working on a novel. If I dress up like a nurse twice a week, I'll make enough money to write the other 5 days.
Not bad.
For me, how the traffic of credits brings our dreams and fantasies to life, every transaction is like a small prayer. If so many men have a thing for nurses, you can be sure someone will be standing right where I am, collecting the offerings.
Well, I was buying information.
Sure, baby, if you say so. But if my novel ever gets published, there will be 400 pages of pure information. Think you would put down the 10 credits to get it?
I'm not much into books.
Go, cat, go!
Qu'est-ce que je vous sers?
10 credits worth of food.
10 credits of midnight generator chocolate. I am your man. No more talking.
I think I finally struck the perfect balance between the Dionysian and Apollonian. What do you think? We get a rather iconoclastic crowd these days. The place does not fill up until very late. I should be getting back to my duties. Pleasure to meet you.
She will insist that you meet her alone.
It was a mistake. These other people were fighting and Claude just wanted to get away.
What will it be? A snack for 10 credits, wine for 120.
A snack.
Bon appétit.
Have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time.
He had this tough guy look the guards had just assumed.
If you are lying, she will not hesitate to kill you.
Have a good time. Have a good time.
Je suis malade. Je suis épileptique. Laissez-moi tranquille.
Chad knows exactly what he is doing. He will be a great hero in French history.
In Martin, maybe. I cannot believe she would trust you.
Political freedom is...
Obey the rules and enjoy yourself.
As far as I'm concerned, this place could burn down.
What we do not know about you, we cannot tell the authorities.
Decided not to show.
I am Nicolette. I will help you simply to make trouble for Majestic 12. It's true, they killed my mother.
You know why?
She was an Illuminatus. The only people MJ12 has ever feared are the Illuminati.
Stand down so they fall off the car.
How do you know Dowd?
I met him in New York.
A trusted friend of my mother's. Yes, the Illuminati are wiped out, but Paige still fears Morgan Everett.
Where do we find him?
One of my mother's many secrets. You'll have to look for clues at my family's chateau.
Let's go.
You trust the guy in the helicopter?
That's John. Don't worry. He hasn't let me down yet. Come on.